Good morning. My name is Balpreet Singh, and I'm going to present on the topic use of machine learning for demand forecasting in the supply chain. So, first of all, what is demand forecasting? Demand forecasting can be defined as the process to estimate the expected future demand for a particular product or service using the historical sales data. Due to large size of supply chain, or when there is reluctance in information sharing between the supply chain members, or even when the business interest of the supply chain members are not aligned, we need demand forecasting. It plays great role in supply chain decisions and operating planning. It helps to get better capacity utilization, allocation of resources, and optimization of inventory level. It also helps improve distribution planning and logistics and better product lifecycle management, thereby increasing the profits for supply chain members. It also helps prevent shortages and stockouts. Next, let's come on the methods that can be used for demand forecasting. First of all, the traditional methods. This includes using the data from the past and applying stats to predict the future sales. This method is also called historical forecasting. It is still the most popular and widely used approach to predict the sales. We used methods like moving average, trend-based analysis, naive forecast, and regressions, both linear and multiple. But there are certain limitations to this. It requires large historical data of about 2 to 5 years to forecast and considers only linear factors into account. It also fails to foresee the illogical alterations in the customer demands. For example, if a customer shifts from one product to another or any new competitor enters the market. So we need new approaches for better forecasting. We can use machine learning to this. In the machine learning, we demand is forecasting using various algorithms. In this approach, we take the existing data into account, that is historical data, and first pre-process to remove if any anomaly is there, and then clean the data. Then the data is divided into two parts, training dataset and testing dataset. The training dataset is used to generate the algorithm for the forecasting, and once it is done, the testing dataset is passed into the algorithm to check the accuracy of our algorithm. Various algorithms include neural networks in which layers are formed. The neuron, that is the new data entry, is passed into in a particular direction through the various layers to generate the output signal. In this, the neuron can't flow back, whereas in the case of recurrent neural network algorithm, it can flow back, which results in better accurate forecast. Another approach will be the Bayesian model, in which we use multiple random variables and predict using the probabilistic method to get the highest better forecast. In decision tree regression, these random variables can be given weights, which improve the accuracy of our results. Support vector machine models is mostly used when there are large training data set available, since it provides solution even if there is contradictory data set. These machine learning techniques provide more accurate and reliable forecasts and accelerate data processing speed, analyze more data, and can even work on unstructured data. It can identify hidden patterns in the data and look for any non-linear and complex relationship present in the data. Above all, it doesn't need any manual adjustment. The only thing to be done is feeding the dataset into the algorithm. It can be used in various cases where traditional techniques fails or can't be used, like new product launches, seasonal products, promotional events, and in case of products with short life cycles. Also, in cases where there are multiple variables to be analyzed, this approach helps in providing easy forecast. This approach can also be used in case of crisis like COVID-19 to predict the requirement of product. It is currently being used in industries like FMCG industries. The manufacturers and the retailers are benefited from better inventory balancing throughout the supply chain, less cases of stockouts, and decreased losses due to any unsold products. In hotel industry, to predict the number of customers, considering all the factors into account like weather and event, which helps deciding the number of workers to be employed and supply management of the food materials. In utility companies like water and electricity, to help ensure the availability to the customers and proper resource management. Factors like climate, occupancy rate, previous day load, and weekly load are used to predict the energy requirement, and even further can be used to decide on the expansion of transmission and distribution network. In fashion industry, it is the best approach for short-term designs and good forecasting. There are certain limitations to this approach which should be kept in mind before investing in this, since the expenses are high and require technical experts. It is computationally expensive and maintenance complexity is also very high. The choice of machine learning approach plays a great role in accuracy. Keeping all this in mind, this approach should be preferred only when we don't have enough data to predict or the demand volatility is too high, so as to get better results and more accurate forecast of demand in our supply chains. Thank you.